Welcome to the HFT Stocks and Options Commentary. I'm Pablo Navarro. Today is Friday, May 24th, 2013. For the volatility index, the dollar-weighted put-call ratio on the VIX, we have a neutral reading on June, bearish reading on July, and neutral reading on August, with 52, 27, and 11% of the total premiums respectively. Overall, we have a neutral reading here today. For SPX, here we have the daily chart, and we were basically flat, down one handle for the day. You could see here this hammer, interesting chart pattern. Maybe we could start seeing a bounce here. We have 2 days that we've been selling off on the futures, and then we've been rallying on the cash session. That's interesting. Also, if we go to the weekly chart for SPX, here we could see it. We have basically a neutral week, nothing big happening to the downside, just taking some breather after the big run we had. So neutral here on SPX so far. The rally did not have any follow through. I don't want to be bearish just because I want to be bearish. I'm neutral and maybe even turning to bullish. You can see here we had several attempts to sell off and no go. Let's go to the Qs and see what happened. Daily chart for the Qs. We were down basically 0.05% for the day, nothing. Pretty much the same. You can see here, finishing almost at the highs of the day. We recovered from the futures, so nothing bad happening. If we go to the weekly chart, pretty much the same as we talked on the SPX. Nothing worrisome. I would be neutral here. I don't want to continue to be bearish. We had 2 days of big sell-off. That was very nice. And we have no follow through. I don't want to continue to be bearish here. IWM, Russell 2000 ETF, flat today. Yesterday was up. I think we could go higher here and take this previous high out very closely. You could see here there's obviously some bullish momentum. Somebody's buying down there on every dip we have. And they had a couple of opportunities and they bought it. We'll see what happens Monday, but this does not look bearish. I would be neutral. GLD. Here we have the daily chart for GLD, and we were down 0.6%. I continue to be on the camp that we're going lower. I think we're taking out previous low and eventually going a lot lower. So let's focus and target 130.5. I believe it was the previous low. Yes, and that's what I'm looking. SLV. We broke that previous low. We are below that level still at one. We were down today almost 1/4%. No volume today. Here we have it. I think we're going lower. Target continues to be 2080, 2085. That's what I'm looking here. Remember, holiday on Monday. Going to stocks. Apple. Daily chart up 0.7% for the day. We're getting close to this 100-day moving average. Right now it is 452. That's the level I see as a top here. But we'll see what happens. We need to break that on volume to get some conviction and then go and break this 465 on volume also. So important. A lot of levels here. Hard before we break those levels. You can see it here. If we expand this, we need to break above that level and then we're going to get the 50-day. So Apple has lots of resistance on top. Looking for 419 on the downside. Google. Here we have the daily chart for Google down 1% here. Having a nice pullback since the highs. I wouldn't touch it unless we get to this previous high here of 844. If we hold, that's pretty much close to this average. If we hold that level, would get bullish. If we break it, looking for a downside. Netflix down up 1%. We never got below the level we talked about for 224 on a closing basis to short it to 200. Once it gets below 224, I would short it on a closely basis to 200. Goldman Sachs. Up today. You could see this big reversal. Nicely bought today. I say we go higher from here and test this previous high, of 164.50, let's call it. That's what I'm looking here.